Coming down into a nice, relaxed child's pose. I'll straighten my mind out here a little bit. So always suggesting a wide knee child's pose that allows the low back to stretch a little bit better. I want to make sure Judy isn't coming in. I always have to watch on this silliness now. So big toes together and the knees apart. And then if you need a block for your head or stacking your hands, you can do that. So let's just take a minute, forearms on the mat. Inhale. And as you exhale, begin to bring your booty back nice and slowly. You may not have any knee or back issues, but it's always nice for your body to slowly come into a nice tight pose. I forgot to mute everybody, so I will do that too.
Still mute everybody.
Okay. So as you allow that tailbone to drop a little further down, arms relaxed. Even if you don't feel tightness in your low back, so lumbar and sacrum, most people in the Western world have tight low backs. So even if it's not feeling like a big stretch, it's a good stretch for you. So you're allowing the lumbar area, the very lowest part of your spine, to round, not forcing it, just allowing it to relax. Notice if you have any tension in your shoulders or neck, try to relax and release. Warm up the shoulders a little bit. So now bring your arms overhead. So hopefully your arms can be parallel to the sides of your mat, but if that's too much for your shoulders, just angle them out at a diagonal from your body. That's fine. But whichever way you have your arms, have your forearms and hands on the mat. And maybe after you're here for a bit, if your arms are angled out to the side, maybe you can walk them in a little bit after a few breaths. Let's extend the arms straight so you're lifting the elbows off of the mat and walk your fingertips forward. So really stretching through the entire back. Hold it here, inhale. And as you exhale, I want you to think of that low spine as rounding. You're pulling your belly in. Maybe think of tucking the tailbone under a little bit. Adds an extra little stretch. And release. See if you can walk the fingers 1/4 inch further up overhead. Inhale. And now walk your hands together if you can. Bring the palms together so your fingertips are pointing up overhead, palms are together. Elbows back down to the mat, inhale, and exhale. Bend the elbows and bring your fingertips straight up to the sky. Press down with your elbows, really working into that shoulder. We're going to be doing our sun salutations and certainly can get the shoulders if we're not careful. If you have it available to you, bring your fingertips down your spine toward your booty. Stretching through the tricep, through the shoulder. Press down with those elbows again, stretching into the shoulder. Inhale. And as you exhale, bring your hands back overhead, palms back to the mat, arms back parallel or at your angle, and release that downward pressure. Let's take our stretch, our side stretch. So press down with the hands, lift your head up, Let's walk our hands over to the right, going as far as you can. Remember, the left hip doesn't move. When you get to your furthest spot, put the left palm in the back of the right and relax your head. But reach through the left fingertips, the left hip. So remember, it doesn't matter how far around you go compared to others or what you think you should. It matters how you feel it in your hip, in your left hip, low back. Inhale. And as you exhale, maybe walk the fingers around a little bit more. And then again, reach through the left fingertips and hip. Maybe you stay here, or maybe you can go just a half inch or so more around to the right. Nice popping in my back, a nice adjusting. Unstack your hands, walk back to center, and push the hands in the mat. Head stays floating, so that you're pushing that tailbone back. Press down, pull forward, lift your head and walk over to the left. Right hip staying down, and then the right palm on the back of the left. And really reaching through the right fingertips and right hip, pushing through those fingertips. Inhale and exhale, walk a little further over to the left. Holding here, or maybe walking a little further around. Inhale, unstack your hands and walk back to center. And push down into the mat. And then walk the fingers forward, stretching through the shoulders one more time and resting your head down. Then relax the arms into whatever position feels comfortable for you. And inhale, pull up. And let's come down, up into all fours. Hands right below your shoulders, knees below your hips. Let's take it 1 or 2 cats and cows. Inhale. Exhale, tucking that chin to chest and really press through the hands. Inhale, relax and release, allowing that belly to drop and bringing your chin up, looking up into the day. And exhale, tuck, rounding that belly. And inhale up. And we'll stretch our hands. So bring your head back into neutral, fingertips spread widely apart, pressing into the heels of the hands and lean forward. Really stretching those fingers, so pressing deeply into each digit, palm down. Inhale and exhale, coming back to neutral, rotating your hands around as far as you can. And then let's walk our knees in toward our arms and tuck the toes. Remember, just try to get a little tuck. We'll really work on the toes in a minute, but let's take a half circle this morning. Inhale, exhale, press your hips over to the right. So you're staying in that neutral position and pressing to the right so that that right hand and wrist get a little extra stretch. And now pressing back toward that right heel, beginning the foot stretch. Come center back, where most of us are used to being. Keep those arms straight. Remember, you're trying to really give the wrists a good stretch. And over to the left heel that is, so you're still back. And then rocking forward, but on the left side. So depending on your rotation, you'll feel it differently. Keep those fingers pressed nice and long into the mat. Inhale, exhale, come back center, and gently peel your hands off the mat. and see how your feet are feeling. You can rock a little bit before we get going. Remember, you can come up over your knees if you need to. And let's go ahead and press out, heels apart, getting underneath those getting the pinkies turned under, and really trying to stretch into the outer foot. Inhale and exhale. Bring those heels together, trying to push them together as best you can. Onto those big toes. Boy, my big toes feel tight today. And gently release. Bring the tops of your feet down to the mat and really press the ankles toward the mat. And then begin to rock the heels together and apart. And maybe you want to lift your knees up just a little bit to get a little more stretch in the top of that foot. But make sure you can still bring the heels together and apart. Okay, coming back down, pat out those feet. And let's go ahead, let's take a little bird dog to cat to get warmed, and then we'll come into down dog. So head neutral, pressing down with the heels of your hands and giving some strength to the shoulder. We'll start getting some warmth in that shoulder area as well. That belly button is tucked up, remember, and you bring your right hand up, thumb to the sky. Reaching up as high as you can, pressing down with that left hand. Inhale and exhale, extend that left leg behind you, reaching as far away from fingertips to heel as you can. Feel that left hip flexor stretching. Inhale, exhale, lift if you choose. Got to keep that belly button tucked so that the back is supported. We're strengthening the shoulders, we're strengthening the glutes. Remember, you're pressing down with the top of the right foot. Inhale, exhale, tuck, elbow to knee and your chin to your chest. We'll take one more on this side. Inhale and exhale, extend. Flexing that left foot, reaching the right hand away, pressing down with that left hand. Reaching, reaching, reaching. Belly button pulled up, left hand pressing down, and exhale, tuck. Your elbow to your knee, your chin to your chest, nice and tightly. And hand and knee down. Okay. So looking right down at your mat, again, we'll take the other side, lifting the belly button up. Inhale, exhale, left hand up. Press down with that right hand, extend the right shoulder. Reach the left fingertips as far forward as you can and extend that right leg behind you. Reaching into that right heel. Left fingertips, inhale, exhale, lift. So you're really lifting that right heel, but you're reaching it away at the same time so your torso can stay parallel to your mat. Reach, 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 and tuck. Elbow to your knee and your chin to your chest. Inhale and exhale, reach. Really reaching as far as you can. Keep the integrity in that right shoulder by pressing down with that right hand. Reaching the heel and fingertips away. Inhale and exhale, tuck. Elbow to your knee, your chin to your chest. Hand and knee down. Let's take puppy dog first and then we'll come to down dog. Remember, hips stay right over the knees and walk your hands as far forward as you feel comfortable to get that nice down dog back. So when the hips come back over the knees, it changes what the back does and it changes how the stretch, we're trying to warm up the mid-back, upper back. Oh, yeah. Don't let your lowest ribs drop so that you're arching your back. That's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to press through the fingertips and the tailbone to really lengthen the back. Okay, walk your hands back and let's come into down dog. Tuck those toes. Inhale and exhale, bring your hips up. So nice bent knee, I always suggest that first. Get the back straight. And press the shoulder blades together. Allow your head to be in alignment with your arms. And once you feel like you've really extended the back, you can begin to pedal out your feet, stretching into those calves and Achilles. Sometimes we kind of rush through this, so it's nice to have the extra few minutes on Saturday to give the legs what they need. So you're kind of wiggling your hips a little bit as your knees glide a little bit to each side, so opposite sides, so right knee to left and left knee to the right. Just keep pedaling out for a little bit. Try to remember to keep pressing into the hands. If your hands are feeling uncomfortable, you can come down onto the forearms because we're going to be here for just a little bit. All right, let's take the knee to each side. So go ahead and bring the left knee over to the right. Really pressing left hand in the mat to stretch through that right hamstring and calf. Inhale. And exhale, go ahead and straighten this or straighten-ish that left leg and bend the right knee over to the left. Look underneath the left arm and really press down with that right hand. Let's take one more time each side and then we'll get moving. So right heel comes toward the mat. Left hand is pushing the tailbone back and left knee over to the right, looking underneath your right arm. Inhale and exhale. Last side, right knee to the left. Really pushing that right hand into the mat, aiming your left heel toward the mat. Inhale and exhale. Come into your down dog. Nice static pose for a moment. And walk your feet to your hands, hanging in a nice forward fold. Okay. And pull those feet apart. Engage your, actually, let's stay here. Let's shake the head, yes. And no, you can still pull the feet apart, but don't roll up yet. Yes, again. Okay. And now pressing the feet down into the mat as well as slightly apart. Engage your belly and roll up. Yeah. Okay, let's stand nice and tall. So take a nice big inhale. And on your exhale, lift your head up nice and high. Turn the palms forward for a nice Tadasana set for the beginning of our sun salutation. All right. So with that head lifted, feet pressing into the mat to help you lift a little taller, let's go ahead, bring the hands to heart center. Inhale. Reach up first and then look up and reach through the fingertips. Remember, the back bend on this first one can be tiny. You can just take your time warming into that. Inhale, reaching up again, pressing through the feet, and then pressing your heart forward and tuck your chin to chest, forward fold. Come up to that flat back. Use your legs. Lift the front of your shoulders away from the earth. Exhale to forward fold. Walk out to plank. Nice long plank. Head up. Press back into the heels. Inhale. Exhale, heels to the left. Lift your hip. Press into those hands. Come back to your plank. We'll take the other side. Head up and heels to the right. And lift. Come back to plank, head up and side plank. Trying to stack those feet if you can. Inhale, exhale, up and over if you're choosing that. Reaching back up to your side plank, back to plank, Head up, another side. Reach up and over. Back to that side plank and back to plank. Press back into the heels and then forward. Elbows come close to your side and hover for just a second and come into your low cobra or your up dog. Open the front of the chest, tuck your chin, and down dog. Pressing into those hands, walk your feet together. Let's take scorpion. All right, right leg up and back. You can stay in three-legged dog or bend that knee, tilt your tailbone under, and come into scorpion. Opening those hips, opening the hip flexor. Hips back parallel to the mat. Come up on your left toes and straighten that right leg, and then swing it through into a lunge. Head up, nice runner's lunge. And let's take lunge twist. So bring that right arm up. Try to drop your right hip as much as you can. Try to stack your shoulders. Inhale. And exhale, other side. Right hand down. And your left hand up. Stacking your shoulders again. Inhale. Exhale, back to runner's lunge. And balance lunge. And we'll come into our first crescent. So watch your back. Remember, you can always lean forward a little bit. You don't have to take it full. Same with the lightning pose. You can hang here and open the chest by pushing the hands back, or you can take the balance pose by looking up. All right, warrior one. Pushing that right knee out, inhale up, and exhale to warrior two. Glide those pinkies back, open your chest, and reach forward. Keeping that left foot connected with the mat, and then palm up, come center. Remember, we're trying to lengthen from the top of the head to the tailbone, lifting as high as we can, and then coming into reverse warrior. Straightening that right leg. Maybe you flex the foot for a little added balance, maybe not. And back to your warrior two. Remember, lift up through the spine, then reach forward again. Elbow to your knee, push that right knee back just a little bit. Left arm up. And now reaching through the left fingertips to the left outside of that left foot. And keep your chest open. You can bring that right arm up if you'd like. Straightening the right leg, hand to the thigh, the shin, or the ankle. And bend that right knee, elbow to the knee. Left hand up to the sky and then reach behind you. Watching your shoulder, maybe you just come to your side, maybe low back, or maybe all the way around. But either way, open your chest. Use the left shoulder and right knee to open up. Left hand back to the sky, press down with your feet, and warrior two. And warrior one. Back to crescent. Remember, you can lean forward a little bit if you need to. Lightning. And warrior three. Remember, you can always work with the toe tap. That is a nice hip stabilizer as well. And bring that left leg down. Warrior one, crescent pose, lightning, looking up or not. Some days are a little tippy. Balance lunge, hands down, and bring that right leg way up and back. Nice three-legged dog, and then to plank, and then back through Chaturanga Dandasana. Elbows close to your side, press forward. Hover, and low cobra or up dog. Open the front of your chest. Down dog. Okay, really press. Tailbone back, and then walk your feet to your hands. Hanging in that nice forward fold, pull your feet apart, engage your belly, and reverse your swan dive. Reach up through the fingertips and really press the hands down. Shoulders away from your ears, thumbs close to your body. Here we go. Inhale. Reaching through the fingertips, look up and take your back bend or not. Inhale, reach up, press the feet apart, and push your heart forward. Then tuck the chin and round the shoulders. Halfway, press into your legs. Push the spine long. Lift the front of the shoulders. And forward fold. Walking out to plank. Press into the heels. Lift the head. Heels to the left and left. Plank. Other side. Heels to the right and left. Get those muscles warmed. All right. Side plank, right hand down and left hand up. And reach up and over if you want. Back to your side plank and back to plank. Other side. Reach up and over. Back to that side plank and down through Chaturanga Dandasana again. Head up, press through the toes, elbows close to your side, hover, and low cobra. Or an up dog. Open the chest either way. Down dog. Feet together. And let's take that scorpion again or three-legged dog. Right leg up, bend the knee, tilt the tailbone, and stack those hips. Press into that left hand and foot. Keep the back long by tilting that tailbone. Hips back parallel to the mat, up on your left toes. Straighten that right leg and round the shoulders and find your lunge. Head up, left heel back and lunge twist, left hand down and right hand up. Really press that right hip down to the mat. Stack those shoulders. And right hand on the inside and left hand up. And back to your runner's lunge. Really engage the belly and balance lunge. Come into crescent pose, be gentle on your back, lift through the top of your head. And then come into lightning, still the same. Feel the sense of lifting the crown of your head. Warrior one. Right knees pressing out, inhale up, and exhale to warrior two. Really press the pinkies back and lift up through the spine. I harp on that because we get very complacent and reach forward. I would say most people, not everybody. Palm up and reach up to the sky. So tailbone to the top of the head is lifting and then come back. Great, straighten that front leg, reach. And back to your warrior two. Gliding that pinky back and reach forward again. And then elbow to your knee, push the knee out, left hand up, reach up and over, all the way through the outside of that left foot. Keep the head reaching away from the tailbone, and right arm can come up. Straightening that front leg and hand down. Elbow to the knee, push the knee out. Left hand up, and then hand behind you. Open that left shoulder, push the right knee back and look to the sky. Inhale, exhale, left hand back up, pressing into the feet, back to your warrior two, glide the pinkies back, and warrior one. Crescent pose, lifting from the top of your head, lightning. And, oh, I almost went to balance lunge. Warrior three. Don't want to miss that. Okay, left leg down. Warrior one, and your crescent pose. A little bit of lightning, look up if you can. Balance lunge, and fingertips down into that three-legged dog first. And plank, pressing forward, elbows glide next to your side. And low cobra up dog, open your chest. Tuck your chin. And down dog. Okay, walk your feet to your hands. Hang in a forward fold. Gently pull those feet apart. Press into the feet and reverse your swan dive. Reach up through those fingertips and really press the heels of the hands down. Heels come as far down as they can, shoulders away from your ears, and then press your fingers side to side, remember? Okay, here we go again. Other side, inhale, reach up, look up. Tiny back bend if you choose it. Oh. Reach up again, pressing your heart forward, and then tuck chin to chest. And round. Halfway up, press forward, lift the shoulders. Forward fold, hands down, walking out to plank. Nice, pressing into those heels. Heels to the right and lift. And back to plank. Heels to the left and lift. And plank. And side plank. Left hand down and your right hand up. And stacking those feet if you can. You've been doing it so nice and long. I'm sure you're working on that. Hip up and arm up and over if you choose that. Side plank, back to plank. And other side. Left hand up and over if you want it. Just adds a little extra. Left hand back up and come back to your plank. Head up, press through your toes. And glide down. Low cobra or that up dog, watch your back. Tuck your chin. Down dog. Really get that back nice and long. Let's take scorpion, feet together. And lift the left leg up and back. Bend the knee, tilt the tailbone under, and then stack the hips. Or just stay in three-legged dog, which is totally fine. Hips back parallel to the mat, straighten that left leg up on your right toes. Bend your knee to your nose, and then find a lunge. Doesn't matter how you get there, it matters that you get there. And once you're in runner's lunge, make sure you press that right heel back. Now let's take the twist, right hand down. Twist. And other way. And back to your runner's lunge. Head up and come to a balance lunge. Into crescent. Watch the back. Remember, you're lifting super long. You can lean forward a little bit. Inhale and exhale into lightning. Work and balance. Warrior one. Spine lifting tall. Inhale, exhale, warrior two. I know, could I say it any more? Lift tall, reach forward. Turn that palm up and then come center. What am I saying? Lift tall through the spine. Push it up and reverse warrior. Straighten that front leg. Flex the foot. I'm just saying, it helps. Come back to your warrior two. Push those pinkies back, reach forward again. As far as you can, far as you can, far as you can. And then elbow to knee. Open up your chest. Reach that right arm up and over. Reaching through the outside of that foot. Straighten that left leg. And your hand down. Come down as far as you can. You don't have to flex the foot, but keep your chest open. And bend the knee. Reach through the top of your skull again. And right arm comes behind you. As I always say, both sides are not the same. They certainly aren't for me. So I have to open differently on this side. Reaching right hand back up, press into your feet, warrior two, warrior one, back heel up to crescent, and then lightning, work and balance, hip flexor, and hands at heart center, and warrior three. Or toe tap, either one. And right leg back down. Warrior one. Crescent. Lightning. And let's take balance lunge. Fingertips down and that left leg up and back. Back to your plank. Press back and then forward. Tuck those elbows right by your side. Hover. Low cobra and up dog. Open up the front of your chest. Down dog. Press those heels back, booty back. Oh yeah, walk your feet to your hands. Hang in a nice forward fold. Pull the feet apart, engage your belly, and reverse your swan dive. Reach, 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 and press the hands firmly down. Thumbs close to your chest. Shoulders down. And then maybe you wiggle the fingers a little. Never hurts to get an extra little stretch. All right, last time. Inhale. Reaching up through the fingertips. Exhale, maybe a back bend. Maybe not. Inhale, reach up, press your feet apart, and push that heart forward. Tuck your chin to chest at the last moment. Halfway up, use your thighs or your shins and lift the front of your chest by pushing the shoulders back. Exhale to forward fold, hands down to plank. Okay. Heels to the right and lift. Back to plank, heels to the left and lift. And back to plank, and left hand down and right hand up. Trying to stack those feet if you can. If not, you can always bring that top leg up and over. Back to general side plank and back to plank. And then your other side. And up and over if you choose it. Back to plank. Here we go again, Chaturanga Dandasana. Into that low cobra, up dog. Tuck your chin. Down dog. Okay, feet together. Let's take three-legged dog or scorpion. So press into the hands, tailbone back, left leg up and back. Keep it up or bend the knee and tilt that tailbone under while you press with the right hand and right foot and stack your hips. Hips back parallel to the mat. Straighten that left leg and come way up on the right toes. Bend the left knee, round your shoulders, and see how far you can get through for your lunge. Find it. Nice long back right legs. Twist, right hand down and left hand up. Aim that left hip to the mat. And left hand on the inside of that left foot. Right hand up. Open the chest. Back to your runner's lunge and balance lunge. Keep the head lifting away from the tailbone. Really keep it long. Inhale. And coming into crescent. It's just so easy to crunch the back if we don't. All right. Lightning. It's such a technical term. Crunching your back. Warrior one. Inhale up. Exhale to warrior two, and you know, lift your head and reach forward again. Palm up and come center. Super long spine, and then back. Straighten that front leg, flex that foot, reach. Bend that front leg. Super long spine, aim the pinkies back, and reach forward. Go as far as you can, and then elbow to knee. Push the knee out, And right arm up to the sky. You're reaching through the outside of that right foot and reach up and over. Really keeping the front of your body perpendicular to your mat. Left arm can come up. Straighten the front leg, hand down, up and over. And bend that left knee. Push the knee out, push the spine long, reach up and behind you. Use the knee and your right shoulder as leverage to open up the front of your body. Use the back foot and the top of your head as leverage to lengthen the spine. And your right arm back up, press into your feet and come back to Warrior Two. Glide those pinkies back. Warrior One, crescent pose to a little lightening. Into Warrior Three. Or a toe tap. Some days toe tap is where I'm at. And right leg back down. Warrior One. Crescent. Open your chest to lightning. To your balanced lunge. To fingertips down and that left leg way up and back. Don't skip out on that three-legged dog. Plank. Press through those toes and glide down. Into low cobra, up dog. Open your chest, wiggle a little side to side. And tuck your chin to your chest. And come into your last down dog. Let's pedal out a little bit more. Oh, yeah. Wiggle those knees from side to side. Nice static down dog. And then walk your feet to your hands. We'll hang in a nice forward fold, gently pulling those feet apart and then press down with the feet as you reverse your swan dive. Reach up, up, up through your fingertips and top of your head and then press those hands down through heart center. Okay, let's take our little balance work. Hands down to your side, close your eyes. We are stretched and warmed. Open the palms deeply, reach them to the earth as you press into your feet and lift the crown of your head a little higher. Turn the thumbs back, inhale, exhale into your W's and reach out to the side. Pinkies glide toward the sky, thumb to the earth, and then aim those thumbs back. Press through the feet, lift the skull. And raise your arms up overhead, keeping the inner edges of your shoulder blade tucked, 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 tucked. And then bring the hands together and bring the heels of the hands as close to the top of your head as you can. Eyes can still stay closed. We are trying to press through the feet, lift up through the skull. Heels of the hands are as close to your skull as you can. Now press those elbows back. Open your eyes, focus at eye level, come up on your toes. Extend the arms back up and then bring the hands to heart center. Come way up on those toe pads and then heels down, feet together. Okay, hands down, close the eyes, relax the arms. Lift up, press through the feet, turn the palms forward, open the hands and reach to the earth, push those shoulders away from the ears. And release the downward pressure, aim the thumbs back, inhale, exhale into your W. Open, open, palm, heel of the hand close to your shoulder, not necessarily close, but at shoulder level, inhale. Exhale, extend out to the side and reach those arms as far away from each other as you can. Rotating the wrists so the thumb drops down, pinky up, and then glide those thumbs back. Still lifting tall. Don't let the torso get complacent. Bring the arms up overhead, watching the inner edges of those shoulder blades. Take the hands to the head as well. Once you come up as far as you can, then bring the hands together, bending the elbows, and aim the heels of the hands toward the crown of your head, lifting up through your spine. And then once you're for this position, aim the elbows back so the shoulders contract a little bit more. Lift up to the top of your head, open your eyes, and come up on your toes. Bringing the arms back up, and then hands at heart center, staying up on the toes if you can. Come way up on the toe pads, and then heels down, legs swing. All right, strong on the right, tap the left toes, and swing. Every little balance thing we do works different muscles, different sense of balance. And bringing your hands to heart center or your waist, bring that left foot to your calf. You can come all the way up into full tree if you prefer. And bring that left leg down, tapping the right toes, lifting super long, of course, and swing that right leg. Remember, this is strengthening your foot, ankle, and then hands on your waist or heart center and foot to the calf or all the way up into your full tree. And right foot down. Let's come onto our foam rollers. Okay, good. And laying longwise. And make sure your head and booty both are on the foam rollers. Okay. Let's bring the arms into goalpost. Such a wonderful pose. We can do all kinds of back strengthening, as I remind you. We can keep strengthening the back, but we still have to stretch the front of the chest. That's part of lightening and crescent. That helps open up the front of the chest. A little back bend. It just helps a little, but we still need sort of a static stretch. Remember the doorway. You can put your hands, your forearms on the side of either side of the door jamb. Pushing that chest forward helps. This is even better, but you can't always get down onto a foam roller in your day, but you can stand in a doorway. All right. Relaxing those pecs, allowing gravity to do some of the work for you. And let's rock a little side to side. Remember, you're using your belly. So really try to concentrate on the movement starting from your low core, so below the belly button. All right, go ahead and rock over to the right side, relaxing that right arm on the mat. Turn your head to the right, so we'll stretch the whole left shoulder, pec. So opening your arm, left arm out to the side, walk your right foot away so you can rock a little over to the right, aiming the foam roller a little further behind your left glute, maybe the left shoulder blade, and just trying to stretch that whole left side. Let the right leg be your support. Try not to use the left leg or left shoulder, just opening that left side of the neck and shoulder. Now before we go anywhere, I want you to engage your belly. Focus on the belly pulling you back up here. Yeah. And bring that right foot back in, arms back into goalpost, palms facing up toward the ceiling. And try to allow the elbows to get heavy. So it's easy to kind of lift the elbows and turn the hands down to the mat. So since I can't really see y'all, I'm just giving you some cues. So let's rock a little side to side again. Most of you, I'm sure, are tapping your elbows close to the mat. But I really want you to focus on the belly, using the belly to rock. And we're going to rock over to the left. So left arm releases down on the mat. Turn your head to the left and extend that right arm out to the side, palm up to the ceiling. Walk the left foot away from the right. And then rocking over onto your left side. And the foam roller's aiming a little closer to the right side. Feeling the stretch depending on where you need it most, but maybe in the rotator cuff, maybe in the pec, maybe in the upper arm. Inhale, engage your belly, and exhale, come back center. Bring that left foot in, and then arms back to goal post. Really opening the chest, allowing the elbows to get heavy. Fingertips up and overhead into that airport X-ray type position where palms are facing up to the ceiling, trying to get the fingertips together and keeping the elbows back and heavy. Inhale and exhale, back to goal post. Elbows heavy, and extend the arms straight up overhead into that V or Y. Flatten your back down to the foam roller and bring your arms down to your side. Let's go ahead, walk your feet and knees together and bring the legs up. See if we can balance a little. So upper thighs are close to your chest. You may have a grip on the mat with your palm, or maybe you can lift the elbows and gently go into spider hands. Doesn't matter where you're at, just recognize what you need. So if you're gripping your shoulders, your chest, and rounding the shoulders, then go ahead and just place one foot down on the mat. You can certainly do that. We're going to take some concentrated movement like we do in our marching and foot hover. So I want you to really focus on trying to stay as still as you can. All we're going to do is extend the right leg into a 90-degree, nice and slowly, trying to keep everything as still as you can. It's much harder on the foam roller than on the mat. Inhale, exhale, come back, bringing that right leg back in toward the belly, and then we'll take the left leg, trying to keep it nice and calm. And left leg back in. Go ahead and roll. Bring the feet down to the mat and then roll off your foam roller. I almost had you roll off the foam roller with your feet up. That would have been entertaining, at least for you to watch me do it. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's come into a seated posture. We'll stretch that low back, interlacing your hands over your knees. Relax your head, neck, and shoulders. Really relax the chin to chest, not pushing it down. Let it go. Inhale. As you exhale, try to bring your belly toward your upper thighs. We are stretching low backs. Walk your feet in, and as your arms can no longer contract, you can round or wrap your arms around your legs. Pull the belly toward the upper thighs. That's all you're concerned about. My back's very tight today, so I'm not quite connected. Just keep a little bit of exhale. Pull that belly in. Inhale. Exhale, go ahead and raise the head straight up from the tailbone. Really lifting super tall, and then let's balance. So release your arms, interlace the hands over the knees or hold the knees. Get your back nice and straight. And let's go ahead and see if we can just work the hip flexors a little bit. Drop the arms. You can stay here. Remember, once the back starts to round, if you start doing this thing, where your bound is here, you need to bring your hands to your legs, pull those upper thighs in, straighten your back, and maybe you stay here. Or you can come into half boat. And as long as your back is straight, pulling those upper thighs in, you can come into full boat. So remember, that's the goal, is always trying to pull the upper thighs into the belly. Back to half boat. back to the balance. And then feet down, walk those feet in, wrap the arms back around your legs and really pull that belly in toward the upper thighs. Super, super, super tight. And gently release and come onto your back. Okay, feet in close to your booty. Rock your shoulder blades under. We'll finish out the little bit of back series. So inhale and exhale, flatten your back down to the mat. I suppose I could tilt my camera down just a tad. So it's a little easier to see. Okay, and we're going to take the one set of marching on each side and then 1 foot hover on each side. So heels in close to your booty. Keep the palms facing up to the ceiling and the entire upper body, belly button and up, is relaxed and released. Okay, inhale, exhale, flatten your back deeply onto the mat. Begin to focus on your hips. So we're going to lift that right leg up into a 90-degree. Keep both sides of your hips connected with the mat, upper body nice and relaxed. Flex that right foot. We're going to slowly lower it down without the left side of your hip changing its position, or the right, but especially the left. And we're taking it nice and slow. That's the only way you can control how the hips are connected to the mat. Once your right heel is down, gently release the toes down. And let's go to the other side. Inhale. And exhale. Press the back deeply into the mat. It should have stayed there the whole time. Lift that left foot up. Foot is flexed. Leg in a 90-degree. Right side and left side of the hip are maintaining contact. They're not releasing. Same amount of pressure on both sides. The left foot is flexed. Bring it down. Keep the hips even amount of pressure. That low back has to press pretty deeply into the mat to help you do that. Once your left heel is down, release the toes. Relax your back and belly. Okay, we'll take 1 foot hover on each side. So take a big inhale. Exhale, flatten your back deeply, deeply, deeply onto the mat. You have to press deeply in order to allow the left foot to hover and not shifting weight heavy onto the left and lighter onto the right, which is what the tendency is. So you have to work hard to make that right hip stay even with the left. And that foot hover, it's just a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, whatever you need to do to just switch to make you work harder. Left foot gently, gently back down. And let's let that right foot hover. Bring the right foot up. Gently, gently hovering that right foot. Keep the left side of your hips and low back continuously pressing down with the same amount of weight as the right. Inhale and exhale, right foot down. Bring your knees into your chest and let's grab our blocks. Let's get our supported bridge in so that we don't shorten ourselves on that. Okay, so feet back down to the mat. Let's take our pelvic floor and core exercise. So shoulder blades rock under, palms are facing up toward the ceiling. Inhale and exhale, pressure low back into the mat. Nice and firmly. Now pull the pelvic floor in. Don't tighten your glutes. Don't press into the feet, just this whole lower core working. Now just release just your pelvic floor and then release your back. Okay, one more like that. Inhale. Exhale, flatten your back firmly, firmly into the mat. But no glutes, no upper thighs, no hamstrings engaging. And then engage the pelvic floor. Chest is not rounding. Everything belly button and up are released. Now release just the pelvic floor and then the back. Okay, one more like that, but then we'll add the glutes and lift up. Inhale. Exhale, flatten your back deeply, deeply onto the mat. Then bring the pelvic floor in. Really pull in nice and tightly. Now engage your glutes. Tip your tailbone up as you press into your feet and bring your blocks under. Glide your shoulder blades together, palms face up to the ceiling. Inhale, and exhale, bring your feet up one at a time. Both feet are up, an inverted point, flex your feet, shifting a little weight onto the neck and shoulders by tilting the legs towards your head. And now big circles. Other direction. And relax your feet. Let's stretch the neck. Inhale, exhale, look over your right shoulder. Really engage the left shoulder down to the mat if you feel like that's helping. I sure do. Inhale, exhale, release your left shoulder, come back through center. Now over to the left and engage the right shoulder down to the mat to stretch the right side of the neck. Inhale, exhale, coming center. Engage your belly and then slowly bring your feet down one at a time, walking your heels in towards your blocks, but make sure the heels can fully connect with the mat. If you come in too close, the heels will float, and I don't want that. All right. Feet, knees, and hips have to be in a straight line. Inhale, exhale, tilt your tailbone and tighten your glutes. Really pressing the low back down into the blocks. A little deeper, we're taking one long one. They do show that that is better for us. So we're trying to get that center psoas hip flexor. Remember, that's the one that can pull on your low back. Super important. You don't want it tight, which most of us have tight hip flexors. So I want to get it really tilting the tailbone up as high as you can, tilting the low back down as much as you can. And feel those glutes working. Inhale, exhale, gently release. Walk your feet more directly underneath your knees. Inhale again, tilt the tailbone again. Tighten your glutes again and press down with your feet. This time lifting the blocks out or your support out. Let's interlace the hands underneath your hips. Keep the tailbone tipped, reach the knuckles towards your heels, little extra shoulder stretch, and release the hands to your sides, palms toward the ceiling, and then roll down. Remember, this is important. I know it's hard to be patient. I come from the impatient yoga students phase. So really trying to separate each area of the spine. Keeping the tailbone tipped up keeps that low back available for a little stretch at the end. Remember, low backs just tend to be very tight on us. Westerners, really tilt the tailbone up. Tailbone tilt up. And once it's all the way down, release and bring your knees into your chest. And let's rock side to side. And let's take the both feet and knees together, feet back down to the mat. Inhale, exhale, open out into reclined cobbler. Feet together, knees out to the side. Inhale, exhale, flatten your back down to the mat. Remember, this is hip rotation. You can use your muscles and aim the knees down to the mat as well, but just make sure the back is flattened to the mat. Really good different hip rotation. Inhale, exhale, release. Bring the feet and knees together. Let's take our number 4. Lift that right foot, flex it, put it on top of the left knee. Right hand on the right knee and left hand on the left hip, or as is bone, and push the two away from each other. Remember, you're using that pelvis, you can tilt that left side down a little bit as you rotate that right hip. Release right hand through the legs, interlace behind that left knee and push the right knee away. Try to get your shoulders back and down as best you can. Keep the right foot flexed. Inhale. Exhale, tilting over to the left just a teeny tiny bit. Oh, yeah. And come back center. If anybody wants to take the traditional number 4 by straightening the left leg, you sure can. Bend that knee and release. We'll go the other side. Right foot down, left foot flex, left ankle on top of that right knee. Press the left knee away. Press the right hip down. Use your hands so you can get some leverage to rotate that left hip a little. Left foot stays flexed so the toes are pulling toward the shin. And then release, reach behind the right leg. And press the left thigh away, right thigh in. Pull in as close as you can. Try to get those shoulders back down and lean over to the right just a tiny bit to get that outer left glute to stretch. Inhale, exhale, come center, and straighten that left leg, right leg if you choose. And gently release. And let's come into a quick windshield wiper. So feet to the edges of your mat and knees over to the right, allowing that outer hip flexor to begin to get stretched. Watch your knee, your left knee. Straighten the leg if you need to. And watch your low back. Engage the belly maybe a little more strongly if you need to, or straighten the leg. Left arm up and overhead, thumb toward the mat. Reach through the left fingertips into that left knee so you feel the stretch in that outer hip flexor. Aha! Reach, reach, reach. Inhale, reaching away, tighten the belly, and exhale, bring that arm all the way down to your side. Strong, strong, strong belly. Lift the knees up and over to the left. And watch that right knee. See how it's feeling. Straighten the leg if need be. Otherwise, you can aim the right knee down to the mat. And now, right arm up and overhead. Thumb toward the mat. Reach through the right fingertips, through the right knee. Reaching, reaching, reaching. Super long, super strong. Get that outer hip flexor to stretch. Keep the belly engaged. Support your back. Inhale, reach away, tightening your belly and arm all the way down to your side. Strong belly again. Bring the legs up and knees into your chest for our final switch, twist. Okay, left leg all the way down to the mat. Hands behind the right upper thigh. Relax your shoulders and chest. Bring the right knee in. And left hand on that right knee and come all the way up and over onto your left side. Remember to get support for your head if you need it. Neck is in alignment with the rest of your spine. Relax the right hip. Right arm up to the sky, reach up and overhead. So your nice straight right arm reaches away. The left thumb comes in the hip crease and pushes that right hip away, reaching as long as you can. Super, super long, long spine and back, a wonderful low back and upper hip stretch. Inhale, exhale, bring the right arm up, left arm down. Look at that right hand. Tuck your right shoulder blade and bring it out to the side. Gliding that shoulder blade under assures that you're going to get the pecs and a nice stretch in the chest as opposed to Just pushing into that shoulder blade or shoulder socket. Inhale, keeping the shoulder blade tucked. Exhale, reach the right fingertips away. Bring the arm up, reach all the way up and down to your side. And left hand underneath the right knee. Keep your low back nice and relaxed by helping the knee up. And we'll come on to the other side. All right. So straighten the right leg, left leg in toward the chest, and release. Oh, yeah. Okay. So bring the right hand to the left knee, up and over onto your side. Oh, yeah. Nice, relaxed low back. And reach the left arm up and overhead. Reaching a nice straight left arm away, thumb toward the mat, and then your right thumb in the hip crease of the left hip. Pulling that hip as far away from the left hand as you can, lengthening that low back and hip just a little bit. Inhale, reach away, tightening your belly, and exhale, bring the arm up to the sky, releasing that right hand, reach up, and then exhale out to the side, tucking that shoulder blade under. Turning and looking to that left hand as best you can. Inhale, reach away, tighten your belly, exhale, arm up, reach up, and then arm down to your side. And right hand helps the left knee come up, and we will come into Shavasana. So take your time to find that nice, comfortable spot for you. Ah, yeah. So just wiggle around a little bit. It's almost cool enough to need maybe a little blanket over you. I don't know. See if that's something that might feel good. I just remind you that a heavy blanket over your chest and torso is a wonderful calming thing. And I strongly encourage you, if stress is getting to you, maybe getting a couple of heavy blankets, can help relieve that momentary stress. It's the same thing as placing a child on your chest or an animal. All right, take a nice big inhale and exhale, relax your brow and eyes, jaw. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. We'll just take a slow, methodical body relaxation. Relax your mouth, shoulders, arms, hands. Relax your chest, belly. Relax the back, hips, upper thighs, hamstrings and knees, calves and feet, and toes. Notice your breath, how it feels coming in your body. And just spending the last few seconds focused on your breath. Taking a nice big deep inhale, opening your mouth and exhaling. Push all the air out. Inhale again. And push that air out. Being grateful. Grateful for our bodies. Amazing, amazing machines. Grateful for our homes, all of the conveniences that we have, and grateful for family and friends. Taking your last few moments to focus on people who maybe need a little extra good wishes or prayers, and include yourself in these good wishes. May we be happy. May we be well and safe. May we be peaceful and at ease. May we know joy and equanimity, and as always, have compassion and understanding for other people who think differently, speak differently, look differently, and compassion and understanding for yourself when you get derailed. Namaste.